back to my channel. So today I'm so excited. I get to show you my Liberty top. It's all done, looking fabulous, but let me show you in real life. So I have a couple of pictures for you to look at, and then we're gonna talk all about this pattern. Hope that you like how it turned out. I completely love it. I think it turned out really well. So this is the pattern, in case you guys wanted to know. This is what we're going to talk about today. The pattern has several views on the back here. So the first view I'm going to talk about, obviously, is the one that I made, which was view C, which is the view that you see on the front. So there are a couple of hiccups I hit when I was doing this pattern. Pattern is super easy, so it was just basically my own undoing, but I wanted to tell you about it in case you're gonna make it. So the pattern has several sleeve options because of all the different views that you can make. And when I cut it out, I did not read the information on the sleeve, and it says cut here for C and F. So you don't even need that much of a sleeve. You just need to do that and up for the sleeve for this one. Well, I got the whole sleeve, sewed it together. Here's proof. And this is the bottom of it. And the extra I didn't need. And I was like putting it together with the lower sleeve, which this line attaches to, and which is this big poof here. And I was like, this is not lining up right. It doesn't look like the picture. And what is going on? I'm like, I don't understand. And so I'm like, maybe there's some notches or something I didn't put down. And so I went back to the pattern piece and I saw it was supposed to be short. So what I did is I took my rotary cutter, laid the sleeve out, and I just went, zoop, and I basically laid this on top of my sleeve that was too long, and I cut it exactly where I needed to, and everything was fine. So that was just a mistake, and it was very simple to remedy. But I know my mom is also making this pattern, so I need to call her and tell her to not make the same mistake. Because it was really easy to make. The other thing is, this is not a mistake that I made, but I just want to point it out because I almost missed it. But for the lower sleeve piece, it's rather big, which is awesome, which makes it, that's the reason why it's so gathered. But for view C, you have to cut it on the bias. So I pretty much got away with cutting this cutting this pattern out with 2 meters of 45-inch wide fabric, okay, of Liberty. And it is wanting you to have 2 5/8 meters. So I don't know how I did that. But yeah, it completely turned out fine, but I really had to scrimp. Let me show you all I had left. This is all I had left. Like, I mean, it seems like a lot, but it's just all strings. So don't know how I did that, but it can be done. You just have to be careful with your bias placement of your sleeve. And I think if at the end of the day, if I wasn't going to have enough of the fabric, I could have done like the sleeve just, flat, but I wanted to do it how the pattern wanted it. But actually, interestingly, for view F, they want you to cut it with the grain line going up and down. So view F has a little like lace insert there. So I don't know why it's different, but there you go. So I was able to do that. Don't ask me how, and don't ask me to repeat it, because I don't even know how it happened. It was just, everything just aligned. The other thing is the cuff piece has guidelines for the buttonholes and buttons on this side, and it doesn't really, it has a notch, but it doesn't really say, like, I mean, you're gonna put a notch in your sleeve bottom that will match this, but it doesn't particularly say like what side goes where. And I think I lost some notches here and there and didn't really pay attention to my notches. And so I basically, all this to say, I ignored all the markings on here because it's, let's be honest, it's a rectangle, so it doesn't matter which way you put it. The only thing you need to know is that when you are folding it right sides together, when you're making the pattern and you're like sewing, you'll see what I'm talking about, but you're sewing the seam allowances on each side. You're basically just matching it up with your gathered sleeve, and then you're turning it right side out. And then you're putting buttons on one side and buttonholes on the other. And in order to help me with knowing where to put those, I just use another button up top, a button down top that had a cuff sleeve, and I looked to see which side the buttons were on and which side the buttonholes were on. So that's what I used for that. But yeah, so if I was gonna make this again, which I probably will because I love it, yeah, I'm not gonna put any of these down. It took a while to mark all this, and I'm just not gonna worry about it. The other thing is with the, I didn't leave it out, but with the top or front piece, there's something you need to look out for. So when let's use the left front for example. When I cut out the left front, there are markings for the stitching line, the center front, and the fold line. So on the left front, it's not quite as important, but on the right front, it's really important because the way that they have you fold it, you're supposed to end up with basically a button fly. And so at first I just kind of ignored it, and I'm like, oh, I'll just kind of fold it and make sure that like the stitching line is good. But you know, the way I fold it is like, you know, not a big deal. Well, it is a big deal because I had to undo it. So just make sure you mark these lines really clearly on your top. And a good way to do that, if you want, is you can fold it back while it's laying on your fabric and use a ruler, lay it flat on the pattern piece, and just draw the chalk like down. I did try a tracing wheel and some carbon paper, but it didn't transfer very well on my fabric. So I think next time I'm just gonna fold it back since it's a straight line, and I'm gonna put my ruler down and I'm gonna make a really clear line and hope that it stays, so I can be really accurate with that. So that is important if you're making this. So that's pretty much it as far as that view goes. And I'm sure all of that advice can transfer to all the other views because there's, you know, a lot of the pattern pieces are the same. But now I want to talk about something exciting. I don't know if I'm going to end up doing this because I have so many projects on my make list, but I did think about what fabrics I would use for a couple of the other views, and I wanted to share it with you guys so that you could dream with me. So I thought that this view, view D, was really cute with the little bow at the collar. And I did see that the bow is actually, I looked in the pattern, it's not attached to anything but itself. It basically, you tie whatever you're gonna use in a bow, and you stitch that onto one side of the button placket, whichever one is in the front. So you stitch it onto the top of the button placket, and then, so I guess technically if you're doing that, you could take it off and put another color on one day if you were feeling like it. So I think that's kind of cool. I always love a pattern that you can make that has the ability to transform into something else, like if you want to use a different color. So this is what I thought would look cute. It's a short sleeve top, and I thought that, here it is, sorry. It would be really cute in this fabric. This is a rayon, and it's got lines that are perfectly horizontal. It's just crooked right now, but horizontal lines with like little birds on them. And I'm not a huge fan of black and white, but I really liked this fabric and I've held on to it for a long time. And I just thought this would be so cute on a shirt with some kind of colored bow. I don't know if I would choose black. Right now I'm thinking just black rayon, but I've also thought that a color would be cool too. So I haven't quite decided, but I think that's a good idea, and it would be completely different top from the other one using the same pattern, which I think is super cool. It just blows my mind that you can do so many things with one pattern. Like, people will look at it and be like, is that really the same pattern? So I think that's super cool. And then the other idea I had was for view E or B. They're rather similar. I don't think I would put any trim on it. I would do the just plain button placket that View E has. But then I think I would do the regular collar up here that View B has, because you can really pick whatever color you want. Basically what I'm trying to say is plain button placket, plain like mandarin collar, not the collar with the points, and then the just plain double ruffle sleeve. I was thinking of doing that and not adding any trim like it has here, and some more Liberty. So I have this Liberty, which I think would be really cool. It's kind of a large print, so I'd have to be careful with how I place the front and back pieces for the bodice, but I think it's really cool. And sometimes I feel like it's cool when Liberty's all jumbled anyway. Like, I probably wouldn't worry about matching the fabric, because sometimes I really care about that and sometimes I don't. So I might use that one. And then I love this one. I think this is what I'm leaning towards for it. It's called Gatsby Garden. I think it was out like a year and a half ago or so. It's cotton lawn. I have 2 meters, which is more than 2 yards. I don't know if it's going to be enough for all these ruffles, so I'll have to see. I do have some more Liberty that I know is at least 3 meters, so I have some more choices, but I don't want to discount it yet because I got such a big top with, you know, huge sleeves out of the 2 meters that I had, so it's possible. Definitely not possible to pattern match though. So the other fabric, I think I have 3 meters, so that one has more potential to pattern match and more potential to even work just in general. But like I said, I don't think I'm gonna pattern match because that would be really hard because there's so much going on with the button placket. Like, the edge of the fabric is really so far in. It's like basically the center front line. So you'd have to match those lines, and that would be definitely a challenge. I'm not sure if I care about it enough, to be honest. Sometimes I care. I care more with like obvious patterns like not diagonals, stripes, or plaids, or like giant polka dots. Like, I don't think I would like have them be off, but yeah, I think I'd be okay with just making it not worrying. Sometimes you just gotta let loose, you know. So yeah, that's it. That is my take on this pattern, which is lovely. A couple of places have it, so I know the Full Line is selling it, but I also know that Liberty of London is selling it as well. I got it for free shipping to the US, so that was good. And it came really fast. So I love it. I think it's great. And I really wanted to show you guys how one pattern could make so many things, because I think that's so interesting and such a good value for your money. Except I'm using a bunch of Liberty to make it, but it's fine. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Oh, and I'm wearing Liberty today, so here you go. Got Liberty jersey on. I wanted to wear it for this video because I thought it was cute. This is the I Am Lion top, in case you're interested, from I Am Patterns. So, hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up because that helps other people find my video. And if you want to subscribe, hit the notification bell and subscribe so you can be notified if I have another video. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you have any questions, leave them down below and I'll get back to you. Or if you just want to say hi. So let me know what kind of videos you guys like, if you liked this one, and if you want me to do more of them. I think they're really cool, and I will talk to you later. Bye! Is the videoing now? Okay. Hello everyone, welcome back to... Oh my god! You're so rude.
I mean, he's explaining over here.